My heart has always been inclined towards the academia world. Of course, with the help of God, you work your way through it. Ile scenario ya unapata someone is not understanding something, and then you help them to understand, and then at the end of the day, the person can be able to maybe solve the problem they are not being able to do. It really touches my heart.
Good afternoon. This is Grace. What is your name?
Hello, and good afternoon to you. My name is Simon. I'm Simon Washira. Unaweza niita MBURU. Yeah, and it's a wonderful afternoon. Grace says our nyuma kwetu kuna kafiti sana, and clearly as you can see, it looks good.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. And I would say it's my first time being here. I've never been to this place before.
Mhm.
And it looks so good.
It's so beautiful.
Exactly.
Beautiful nature.
It's so serene, hakuna watu. And the birds are entertaining us with their songs.
Yeah, sure.
And it's such a pleasure.
Melodic songs.
Exactly. It's such a pleasure being here. Yeah, and we are thankful to God for these days.
Yeah, sure.
Such are the small well, I don't like saying that there are small blessings, but such are the blessings that we don't really take to heart. But yeah, it's such an honor.
Okay, we are international relations students, and course Simon, kila mtu kuwa na nini. Everybody, like when you took this course, when you started doing this course, you had a goal, like you had, there is something that you wanted to achieve as a student. So you find that like for me, I'm always interested in representing Kenya in India. So what is your dream country? Maybe as a diplomat, ambassador? Yeah.
So for me, when I was coming to do the course, international relations, unlike many people, my goal is really not inclined towards being a diplomat or towards perhaps representing the country in a different capacity, perhaps in the High Commissioner's office or something of the sort. That is not my goal, to be honest. But those are things that I would say are zikikuja, let them come along the way. But for me, when I was coming to pursue this course, my heart has always been inclined towards the academia world. So matters teaching, matters research, and basically I felt, plus I also love economics. So I felt international relations, and there's a part of it that entails international political economy. So I kind of felt it would draw me into the world of economics. Yeah. So basically for me, if the ambassadorial and diplomatic jobs come somewhere along the career path, that is okay. But my goal of pursuing the degree is more inclined towards coming back to teach. Yeah, I kind of love
teaching.
Ile scenario ya unapata someone is not understanding something, and then you help them to understand, and then at the end of the day, the person can be able to maybe solve the problem they are not being able to do. It really touches my heart.
That's great. Like for me, I just love India. I love everything about India. When I came to pursue that career, I had a goal of representing my country to India or even Pakistan, so long as it is a country with Indians, right?
What is it about India that you love? Because mimi hao watu wacha nikwambie. Sasa utakuwa unakunywa maziwa hapo.
I just love everything about India. That is the way they conduct themselves, the way they carry out their programs, like the way they dress, the way their culture.
Yeah.
But now the part of arranged marriages, I just hate it. I don't love arranged marriage.
You wouldn't
is
want your
like
parents to tell you, "Oh, Grace, we
No,
have
no.
we
What
have
if
found a suitor, the prospective suitor, the one and only."
what if they bring him to me and I don't feel the butterfly? So how am I supposed to live? Like,
You know, there's this friend of mine, and Grace also knows her. She's a lecturer. She's called Onjigo. She says that love comes somewhere along the line. Well, love is a priority, but there's more to a relationship and more to marriage than love. Much as it is one of the key factors, because I mean, obviously going, you can't do this life with someone you don't love. Love has to be a factor, but it's not even the first factor. Because number one, let's deviate kidogo. So for a man, when you see a lady, what even attracts you to the lady is how she looks like, and then how she looks like, and then the appearance, and then so it's the attraction that comes first, and then maybe later on you utajua kama unampenda mtu. So love comes somewhere down the line. I knew that's deviating from the point. I get your point, Grace.
Yeah, I cannot do an arranged marriage. For me, that is me.
And so the question is, most Indians, I don't think they subscribe to Christianity. So what about that? Because I mean, I'm assuming that if you're going to be maybe working in the High Commission of Kenya to India, and perhaps the environment you're in is mostly consistent of Indians and a few Kenyans. Some of them, maybe they're not even serious with this whole journey of Christianity. How are you going to maneuver that?
Okay. First of all, just like the way there is freedom of worship in Kenya, it is the same way in India. You find that we have Hindus, we have the Buddhists, we have Muslims, we have Christians, just like in Kenya. In Kenya, we have the same religions, right? So there is freedom of worship. So there is this notion that, like, you find that people criticize Indians most of the time when they say that they worship cows. Yes, of course they do worship. They do worship idols. Yes, most of them worship idols. But you find that we have other religious beliefs. Like, they are Christians. Yes, they are Christians. We have Christians in Pakistan. We have Christians in India. We have Muslims. We have Hindus.
True.
We have Vedis. All types of religions.
Exactly.
So, apart from going to represent Kenya to India, there is this thing that came into my, like, it was kind of, how can I put it? It was kind of a burden that since people think that Indians cannot live for God and Indians most of them worship idols. So apart from being ambassador of Kenya to India, you can also be an ambassador of Christ in India.
True.
You can use their assimilation way of how can I put it? Like, the Bible says that with man it is impossible, but with everything with God all things are possible with God. So you can just assimilate them. Though it is not easy, but
with God nothing is
impossible.
Yeah,
yes.
true.
That is what I believe.
That's awesome. That's so good. That's so good. And actually, it's from what you've mentioned, it's more of a challenge. And in this life, it's more. I think the beauty of life is not when things are going according to plan.
Yeah, sure.
For me, I think the beauty of life is when you have encountered a challenge. I'm well brought up. That's why Nikona Atali Lugamama. So what I'm saying is that the beauty of life is when you have encountered a challenge and then you work your way through it, of course with the help of God, and then after you've overcome the challenge, for example, kama ni mlima, ukishapanda mlima and then you can see the other side, and then on looking back, and then you see what you have encountered and what you have overcome. I think that gives you a sense of contentment, and also it strengthens your esteem and all. Yeah. So it's a good challenge, and all the best.
And strength to continue fighting.
Exactly. So keep at it, and I don't know. Let me not say this, but anyway, I don't recall the verse or the book, but I think there's something in the Bible that talks about writing your vision. I think on a big tablet.
It's in the book of Habakkuk chapter 1. Is it 1? Chapter 1, number 2, from verses 2 to 3. Yeah.
Okay. So you just, as you have mentioned, you have your vision, and there's that goal, there's that desire in your heart that you want, and I believe you have written it somewhere, and just profess about it daily, because obviously the tongue has power, and what you profess, you can need grace majority the verse that says the tongue has the power to kill or
and
give life.
Imerekodiwa Proverbs na pia James.
So the power of the tongue.
Inasema ulimi ni kakitu kadogo, but kamebeba sumu, kamebeba fire.
Exactly.
That is in the book of James.
James chapter 5, James chapter 5, the power of the tongue. And actually, I also think that it's whatever words you speak can kind of form your destiny, because if you keep saying I'm defeated, if you keep saying this is too much for me, if you keep saying this challenge is way beyond my league, that even bila kuongelelea more about spiritual matters, if you just say that in a biological way, I think your mind also gets attuned to, by the way, we can't do this. So your tongue carries a lot of power. You can choose to say that no matter how big the challenge is, I can be able to overcome it, and that way it requires your mind to kind of think of solutions to whatever you're facing. Na pia ukiona maisha imekulemea, kuja kwangu nilionyesha base. But anyway, I'm just kidding. That's on a light note. We don't advocate for suicide here.
Yeah, sure.
So basically that is it. God bless you.
God bless you. Peros.
Something.